To Canada now, where a murdered couple and the disappearance of two teens may actually be linked. Police in British Columbia released this sketch of a person of interest, and they're looking for answers after American Chynna Deese and her Australian boyfriend, Lucas Fowler, were found dead. Nikki Battiste has the latest, and she is here with us now. So this was already a weird sort of murder mystery, and it's getting even stranger.
It is getting stranger, and the possibility of other crimes being linked. Anne-Marie, authorities in British Columbia are also searching for two missing teens. While looking for them, they found a man's body on the side of the road. Police are investigating whether any of these are connected, as families of the young couple are grieving.
It's a love story that's ended tragically.
Stephen Fowler is sending a desperate plea for information surrounding the deaths of his son Lucas and Lucas's girlfriend, North Carolina native Chynna Deese.
Two young people who had everything ahead of them, tragically murdered.
The young couple was wrapping up a 2-week-long road trip through northern British Columbia when they were found shot to death last Monday by their broken-down van. Newly released surveillance video shows the couple hugging at a gas station 2 days before their bodies were discovered. Police also released this sketch of a person they say was seen talking to Fowler. About 300 miles south in the same province several days later, police found a burning car belonging to two missing Canadian teenagers. During that investigation, the body of an older man was found a little over a mile away. Police released this sketch of the victim asking for help identifying him.
This isn't, it's unusual to have two major investigations undergoing of this nature in northern BC at the same time. And so we recognize that there is a possibility that these could be linked.
48 Hours has previously reported on a notorious remote stretch of road near these crimes, dubbed the Highway of Tears. At least 18 women in the last 40 years have disappeared or been found murdered along it. As authorities investigate whether any of these new cases might be related, the victims' friends and family want answers.
Why? He was such a friendly guy. He was kind to people he didn't even know. It's surreal.
So, Nikki, you point out that this stretch of roadway has a nickname, the Highway of Tears, specifically because of the number of missing and murdered women.
Yes.
A couple, an older man, teens. This is sort of out of the norm.
Yeah, so the highway was named the Highway of Tears because of vigils held for 4 murdered women, 2 missing women. So it's become notorious for missing people, murdered people. But it's been a while since Canadian police say they've had 2 investigations going on at the same time. It's very remote, no cell phone service. A lot of small towns where there are only a few hundred people, people without IDs, cars.
Right.
So police have wondered if perhaps someone was looking for a vehicle or an ID.
An easy place to disappear to if you wanted to. Speaking of that, this person of interest, do we know anything about what more do we know?
What we know is a woman said that she saw this man a few hours before they believe the couple was murdered, having a conversation with Stephen Fowler, the boyfriend from Australia, and she described him as looking frustrated, this man. So she went to police and they sketched this picture of him, and they're hoping that he comes forward. He's not been identified as a suspect. They just want to talk to him at this point.
Just a person of interest. The victim's family seem to be particularly outspoken, the family and friends. They're helping to make this an international story, really. How are they coping?
They're obviously devastated, and Stephen Fowler's father is actually a police officer in Australia, has gone to Canada to help with the investigation. So here he is in this role that he's not used to. They're devastated, and Chynna Deese's family said she was fun-loving. They met in Croatia 2 years ago at a hostel. They wanted to travel the world together. She was planning to use her degree in psychology after they finished their trip. So as Stephen Fowler's father said yesterday, it was a wonderful love story that ended tragically.
Yeah, young people in the prime of their life, living sort of their best life.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we figure out what happened. Nikki, thank you very much.